New Mexico Real Estate Principles Workbook, page 6. J. Timeshare program means any arrangement for timeshares whereby real property has been made subject to a timeshare. K. Timeshare project means any real property that is subject to a timeshare program. L. Timeshare salesperson means a person other than a person who has at least a 15% interest in the developer who sells or offers to sell on behalf of a developer a timeshare to a purchaser. And M. Timeshare unit or unit means a living space in a timeshare project that is divided into timeshares and designed for separate occupancy or use. 47-11-2.1 Registration required of a timeshare projects. Real estate salesperson license required. A. It shall be unlawful for any person in this state to engage or attempt to engage in the business of a timeshares salesperson without first obtaining a real estate broker or salesperson license issued by the New Mexico Real Estate Commission under the provisions of Section 61-29-1 NMSA 1978. B. It shall be unlawful for a timeshare developer to sell or offer to sell timeshares located in this state without first obtaining a certificate of registration for the timeshare project to be offered for sale issued by the New Mexico Real Estate Commission under the provisions of the New Mexico Timeshare Act. 47-11-3 Timeshares deemed real estate. Partition. A. A timeshare is deemed to be an interest in real estate and shall be governed by the law of this state relating to real estate. B. A purchaser of a timeshare may, in accordance with Section 14-9-1 NMSA 1978, record the instrument by which he acquired his interest, and upon such recordation shall be entitled to the protection provided by Section 14-9-2 NMSA 1978 for the recordation of other real property instruments. C. A document transferring or encumbering a timeshare shall not be rejected for recordation because of the nature or duration of that estate, provided all other requirements necessary to make an instrument recordable are complied with. D. When a timeshare is owned by two or more persons as tenants in common or as joint tenants, either may seek a partition by sale of that interest, but no purchaser of a timeshare may maintain an action for partition from the timeshare project of the unit in which such timeshare is held. Page 7. 47-11-4 Disclosure Statement. Each developer shall fully and conspicuously disclose to each purchaser in a disclosure statement at least the following information. A. The total financial obligation of the purchaser, including the initial purchase price and any additional charges to which the purchaser may be subject. B. Any person who has or may have the right to alter, amend, or add to charges to which the purchaser may be subject, and the terms and conditions under which such charges may be imposed. C. The nature and duration of each agreement between the developer and the person managing the timeshare program or its facilities. D. The date of availability of each amenity and facility of the timeshare program which is not completed at the time of sale of a timeshare. E. The specific term of the timeshare. F. The purchaser's right to cancel within 7 days of execution of the contract and how that right may be exercised under the New Mexico Timeshare Act. And G. A statement that under New Mexico law, an instrument conveying a timeshare must be recorded in the office of the clerk of the county where the real property is located to protect that interest. 47-11-5. Purchaser's right to cancel. Escrow violation. A. A developer shall, before conveyance of a timeshare and not later that the execution of any contract of sale, provide a purchaser with a copy of a disclosure statement containing the information required by the New Mexico Timeshare Act. The contract of sale is voidable by the purchaser within 7 days after execution of the contract of sale. The contract shall conspicuously disclose the purchaser's right to cancel under this subsection and how that right may be exercised. An instrument transferring a timeshare shall not be recorded until 7 days after the execution of the contract of sale. B. A purchaser may elect to cancel within the time period set out in subsection A of this section by hand delivering or by mailing notice to the developer or to his agent for service of process. Cancellation under this section is without penalty, and upon receipt of the notice, all payments made prior to cancellation shall be refunded within 3 days. C. Any payments received by a timeshare developer or real estate licensee in connection with the sale of a timeshare shall be handled in accordance with subsections E, H, and I of section 61-29-